Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday and happy So Wet Day. It is also our Webcast day. Very exciting. At 2 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to go live over at sewingonline.sulky.com with our Floral Farmhouse Pinnacle Table Runner Webcast. I'm getting hung up on a bunch of cords here. There we go. Just want to make sure you can hear me. My microphone was way in the background. All right, so yes, today is Webcast Day. I'm super excited. It's always just so exciting when we are finally going live with our webcast that we've been talking about for a few weeks now. As you know, we work so hard on these webcasts, video casts, all of our special events. So it's kind of like, release day. I finally get to go live with this project and share it with all of you. So if you are not registered yet, there is still time. And if you can't join us at 2 p.m. Eastern Time over on our education platform, be sure to register anyway, because the event will become an on-demand event that you can watch at any time that's convenient for you right after our live stream ends. So you'll be able to watch, rewind, pause, fast forward. You can have access to the entire event page as long as you've registered. And that means that you also can grab up your freebie. So as a thank you just for registering, that's all you have to do, you will get this embroidery design, both for machine embroidery as well as hand embroidery. So you'll get the machine embroidery files for all machine formats, as well as the hand embroidery pattern, which includes recommended stitches to use, and thread colors and all of that jazz. So you'll get these designs just by registering. That's all you have to do. And it's completely free to join us at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure that you are registered so that you can join on time or watch on demand at your leisure. We also have some great kits for this event. Some people are saying their kit arrived, so they're ready to go. This is our Floral Farmhouse version of the kit. So you can see this beautiful pack of charm squares, as well as some background fabric that we're going to use. You can see in my version here that I did using the exact same charm pack. All of the fabrics in the charm packs might vary a little bit because, as you know, charm packs have, 45 or something squares to them. And this project uses, I think, 24 squares of the charm pack. So you're only paying for what you need for the table runner project. You can also rearrange these blocks in at least 6 different ways that I'm going to show you during the webcast. You can also create a square table runner or mini quilt. So there's lots and lots of variations that you can create. You don't have to create the one that I created here. You can really have fun with it and mix and match the fabrics that are included in your charm pack. But for the one that I did hanging above me here or behind me, all those gray fabrics are that blender fabric that we're going to use for the background squares. So it kind of ties all these print fabrics together. You'll also get a spool of construction thread, our 50 weight cotton thread, in that gray blender color, as well as 6 spools of sulky filaine thread that coordinate perfectly with the fabric collection. And that's what we're going to use to either hand quilt or machine quilt the finished piece. You'll also get a pack of needles that you will need. This is an assortment pack, so you'll get the needle that is sized for the 50 weight thread, as well as some super large needles if you want to use the filaine thread in your machine. So all that. Also, of course, you get the specialty ruler that I'm going to show you how to use. I love a specialty ruler. It's just such a time saver. And with this specialty ruler that was designed by the Crafty Gemini, you will have no fabric waste when you are creating your blocks. So love that. We also have a new Halloween version of the Pinnacle Table Runner kit. So you can grab this one up for the same price, the same deal that you'll get for Floral Farmhouse, Only $38.99 for these kits. Absolutely amazing deal. Here is the thread, or the thread and the fabric a little bit closer up so you can see the super cute Halloween motifs. Absolutely love it. And hey, we're getting a head start on Halloween decor. I mean, shoot, there's already Christmas in the stores that I'm seeing in some places. So it's about time, if we are sewers and we want to update our decor a little bit, grab up this Halloween kit and you'll be that much closer to having a new piece to display for the spooky season ahead of us. All right, so, and yes, they do make great gifts as well, especially if you kind of mix and match your blocks. So anyways, join us at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. You'll learn how everything comes together, how to create your blocks, how to arrange them in different ways, and create something that's truly unique and personalized to you. Here's what the background fabric looks like for the Halloween version. And you can see that specialty ruler that's included in the kit as well. You'll also get a full PDF pattern that you can refer to again and again. You can print it out, save it to your computer, all of that good stuff. It's got all the instructions for this table runner, as well as how to arrange the blocks. So for easy reference, you'll also get that pattern included with your kit purchase. All right, and here's what that pattern looks like. That's what I'm going to take you through today at 2 p.m. And we will have live Q&As. So if you have questions as I'm going through this project, you can ask them to me directly and get your answers right then and there. And we have 2 fantastic door prizes that I'm going to give away during this event. They are some big ticket door prizes, and you don't have to be present to win. You just need to register for the event so that we have your contact information should you be one of the lucky winners. All right, so make sure you are all registered and good to go, because we will be going live in about 2 hours for the Floral Farmhouse Pinnacle Table Runner webcast. And yes, this whole project, including that ruler, was designed by the Crafty Gemini. So if you're not familiar with her, Vanessa Vargas Wilson is the Crafty Gemini. She has amazing YouTube videos on sewing, on cooking, on her homestead. It's just, she's an amazing human. And you'll learn a lot from her by checking out her YouTube channel. I mean, I don't even know how many followers she has right now, but it's well over 100,000. And anyway, she's just a fantastic person. We kind of go way back when I was doing the Sew It All TV show on PBS, and she was one of the guests on my very first season. And just her energy is contagious, and she, just has a really thoughtful way of presenting her patterns. She manufactured this ruler because she saw a need for it, wanted to create these blocks, and here we are today using it. So at any rate, you're going to absolutely love this project, and you'll use this block again and again. It's really great for showcasing an embroidery design in the center of these diamonds. There's all kinds of ways you can personalize this and use that ruler over and over and over again. All right. Yes, lots of you saying you're registered. Can't wait. Love it. Love the Halloween version. Might swap the background. That's another way to just personalize it and make it your own. You can use that background fabric for your backing if you would like, and then choose a different blender that maybe you have in your stash. Lacey says, you had me at Halloween. I love sewing for Halloween. It is quite possibly my favorite holiday to sew for, because you can be as outlandish as you want for Halloween. And, it's kind of like the more embellishment, the better. So you can use all the glowy threads, the neon threads, the metallic threads, and really go crazy with fabrics, fabric choices, faux furs, stretch, polyester, stuff that looks like liquid. And you could just have so much fun with Halloween. All right, so I know some people who are already decorating their homes for Halloween. I mean, it's August after all. Let's get to it, right? All right. So another thing that I want to just make you all aware of is our Bali tour is closing soon at Craft Tours. And I just want to make sure, if you're interested in this tour, that you get on it, because at the end of August, they're going to close this tour for registrations because they need to make sure everybody has time to get passports updated if they need to do that, and just get all of their travel plans in order. So they closed the tours about 2 months or so before our departure date. So Bali, we are leaving October 5th, coming back on October 14th. This tour is absolutely chock full of excursions and destinations, things to do and see and eat and experience. So check this out. I linked directly to our Bali tour in the description of today's post. So if you're not seeing all of that or all of the featured products that I'm talking about today, make sure that you click on that see more, or it might just say more depending on where you're watching from today. Click on that button and the whole description will pop out. So while I'm talking to you, you have a reference for everything that I'm presenting to you here today. And then you can click on over to, register for our Pinnacle Table Runner event, check out our Bali tour. You can also check out our India tour if you want to start planning for 2025. We are headed to India in March for the Festival of Holi. We will also be really embroidery centric during this tour. I'm going to do an amazing project that is inspired by the Festival of Holi with lots of color and some extra embellishments and things like that. So we will be making something to commemorate our travels together in the hands-on workshop during this tour. There's also an opportunity to do a sunrise Taj Mahal visit, which sounds absolutely incredible. Actually just got chills on my arms telling you about it. So definitely check out this tour as well. On the Craft Tours website, look for our sulky tours, or you can use the link that I put in the description of today's post. All right. So again, these tours close about 2 months prior. So if you do want to get on a payment plan with Craft Tours, or if you're interested in our other 2025 tours, which include Greece, and then we are headed back to Germany and Austria for a sulky tour. We're going to go to the mothership of where sulky thread is made and manufactured. And we're also going to hit up all the Christmas markets too, of course. So check out all those tours on the Craft Tours website. And if you're interested in the Austria tour or the Greece tour, those aren't quite up yet. So be sure to send them an email and let them know you're interested. So when they are up, you can be one of the first to get a spot, because those tours fill up really, really fast. All right. So we do have a limited number of people we can bring with us. So anyways, I want to make sure that if you are interested in traveling with Sulky to Bali, India, Greece, etc., check that out today. Make sure that you jot down the day that the tours are closing. Sometimes there's special deals if you register early as well. You can save like $500 or something. Totally worth it. All right. So on to today's projects that I'm going to present to you. Everybody's headed back to school. My kids are headed back to school this week, everybody. We went to back to school night, or it wasn't back to school night. What is it? Meet the teacher night. You get the idea, where they drop off all of their supplies and everything. We did that just yesterday, just last night. And there was a poster on the wall in one of my kids' classrooms. And it said, I'm completely ready for school to start. Can't wait. The next line said, I'll be ready by Thursday. Thursday's our first day of school. And then the next line said, summer forever. Okay. So you were to take a Post-it note and put your Post-it, to indicate how you were feeling about coming back to school. So, all of the parents in the room grabbed a Post-it and put it on the yes, we're ready to start. Can't wait. Can we start today area? All the kids put their Post-it on summer forever. So that doesn't tell you anything. Of course, the parents are ready for school to start, right? I mean, summer has been great. Love my kids, don't get me wrong. But let's face it, they need some school. They need some interaction. They need to be with their friends every day. And they need somebody else teaching them a few things. So all that to say, Of course, we got the back to school list, all the pencils, highlighters, random things that they need for the school year. And one of them was um, a supply pouch, right? Of course, you need a pouch or a zipper pouch or a plastic thing, whatever, to hold all of your stuff in your desk, right? Okay, so first off, I, of course, tell my children, I have about 50 zipper pouches. Please come in the sewing room and find one. Oh, no, no, no. It's got to be new. They've got to pick out fabrics for it, right? Which, hey, I would much rather make a supply pouch than go spend $14 on one. I mean, when did this stuff get so expensive? I mean, I know everything is more expensive now, but really, what happened to the days of like, it's back to school sale and you can get your colored pencils for 25 cents? I was not finding that anywhere. Nothing was 25 cents, right? So if we can save a few bucks on our supply pouch and make it ourselves, I also enjoy a little pouch for their headphones because let me just tell you, how many times throughout the year am I buying new earbuds? What happens to them? Where do they go? Why is it so hard to keep track of? So I'm going to go through how we're making a quick zipper pouch that has elastic attached to it so they could put it on their 5-subject notebook or their binder and it doesn't get lost in the shuffle, hopefully. You can also embroider their name or something like this on it so that nobody else goes home with it. And we're going to make a matching little cord case, either for a charger cord or for those pesky earbuds that we keep losing throughout the school year. So these projects are great for anybody going back to school, for organizing sewing. All right, I'm switching microphones. Thank you for everybody telling me that there is no sound. I have no clue what has happened. Can you hear me now? No one can hear me still. Oh, okay. We're back. Thank you. All right. I'm really not sure what happened. But I have changed my microphone input, so there you have it. All right. So what I was saying was when you purchase like an earbud pouch at a store, not only is it super cheaply made, but it's really small. So this one is made large enough that you can also house a little charger cord, right? So you can really make this any size that you want. I'm going to take you through how to kind of size it for the cord that you're using it for. But obviously, you can store so many things in here. You could store 4 spools of thread in this thing. You could see my spools of thread next to this for size reference. All right. And it has a swivel clip on the top so you can attach it to a backpack. You can attach it to a lunch pouch. You can attach it to whatever you want to attach it to inside of a tote bag to kind of corral some little things so they don't get lost. All right. So first off, you're going to measure the item you're going to store in here. So I've got a pair of earbuds here, but again, you can use this for a larger charger cord, or just about anything you like. All right. So you could see when this earbuds, what have you, headphones, when they are all coiled up, they measure almost like 4 inches diameter. All right. So that's kind of what we're going to base this off of. So again, you can use this for whatever you would like. You can just make it to the instructions on the Sulky blog. So if you are looking for full instructions for this all written out, you can grab those at the Sulky blog, blog.sulky.com. We'll put the link to it in the live chat here so you can easily reference it. But measure your item or just go off of this 4-inch measurement. Another helpful thing to do is perhaps you have a round object, a small bowl, a glass, a coffee mug, something like that, that's pretty close in size. You can use that for your pattern. Super easy, right? So found this bowl, measured it up. It was pretty close in size. Don't forget to also add your seam allowance as well. So we're going to use this little bowl as our pattern. And we're going to cut out a circle of our fabric as well as a circle of batting because we're going to quilt this so that it has a little bit of dimension, and the batting is going to add a little layer of protection to it, a little bit more structure to it. So we need a front circle and we also need a lining circle. Remember, we're going to add seam allowance to this as well, so about 1/4 inch around your bowl, or you can make your own sort of circle template if you would like, if you don't have a bowl that is, sized appropriately. And now we're going to quilt it. You can quilt this however you like. We just did a little crosshatch pattern here. So we did straight lines, about 1/2 inch or inch or so apart. And then you're going to rotate your circle and do some diagonal lines going the opposite direction. All right, maybe you have a striped fabric and you can follow the stripes going down one way and then the opposite way. Quilt it as desired, really. It's such a small little circle, you can really have fun with it. Again, you could also personalize this with a name, but keep in mind, you're going to cut this in half when you're done so that you can insert your zipper on the front piece, okay? So if you are going to add machine embroidery, like a little monogram, a little, motif of some sort or a name to it, you'll want to center that along one of the halves, right? I do suggest doing your embroidery before you cut out your circle, and definitely before you cut your circle in half. That way you can kind of, adjust your pattern template or your bowl based on where the name is or where you've embroidered it. You get the idea. So after your quilting is complete, here's the little crosshatch quilting that we did here. You'll see you've got your front side and then you've got your batting side. So now we're going to cut this circle in half. Couldn't be simpler. And we're going to have our left side and our right side of our front circle. Now we're going to cut out our lining pieces. You could do this, all in one fell swoop and have your circles ready and waiting. You get the idea. Don't forget to add your seam allowance to this piece as well. There you have the seam allowance added. And you are going to create your little tab for your swivel clip as well. So we're going to take a long strip of fabric. It's only about, 4 or 5 inches long, something like that. We're going to fold it in half lengthwise with right sides together, sew that, and turn it right side out. So we're sewing that with right sides together. Oh, it's much smaller than 4 or 5 inches, maybe only about 3 inches or so. All right, then we're going to turn that little tab right side out and top stitch along both long edges. And then we will fold it around our swivel clip. I think the swivel clip is maybe 1 inch, diameter. So this is about 1 inch when you're done sewing it together. Fold that around. You can clip the edges shut, or together rather. and you can just kind of set that aside. Now we're going to add our little zipper to one of the halves of the outer circle. So you can pin this in place. Make sure that your zipper tape is kind of flush with your cut edge of your half circle, and install your zipper foot. Now we're going to sew that in place. You can also top stitch it afterwards. And then you're going to sew the other side of your zipper in place. And now you have your front constructed with your zipper attached. All right, so now we're going to add those lining pieces. So with our lining circle, we're also going to cut that in half so that we have a left and a right front lining piece. You'll also need a lining piece for your back that's obviously not cut in half. So we're going to add our lining pieces to the zipper tape as well, and then fold to the right side. Then we are going to baste, or you can just sew across your tab piece that has your swivel clip attached. You're going to add this to the back piece that's just one full circle. This is our quilted back piece, so it's going to be what's showing on the right side. So we're going to baste this, or you can just sew it in place, and that's going to be our upper edge center on the back circle piece. All right, so now we have our lining circle as well that we have not cut in half. And we have our quilted back, right? This is a little bit out of order, I apologize. Our quilted back is what we're adding that, swivel clip and tab to. All right, so now we're going to put our pieces right sides together. All right, so this is our quilted lining side of our back piece, and we're pinning it to that front piece that has a zipper attached. So you want to make sure that your swivel clip area is centered along your zipper upper edge so that when this is hanging, right, your zipper upper edge is at the top, not at the bottom. We don't want to open it and everything falls out of it, right? So match up your tab with your zipper upper edge. And you could pin the perimeter or clip it a little bit. And we're going to sew that together. Now, let me go back one here. You'll see that you're going to have raw edges on the inside of your pouch with this construction that has the quilting. So at this point, if you don't want to have raw edges on the inside of your project, you can add a little strip of binding. All right, that way all your raw edges are concealed on the inside of the project when you turn it right side out through the zipper. Or you can serge finish the edges. That would be really quick and easy. Or you can zigzag finish the edges, something to kind of corral the fraying that might go on. And just kind of protect those raw edges when you're using the pouch. I like the idea of adding a little strip of binding. You might even have some leftover binding from a quilted project. I never throw that stuff away, even if I just have like a 15-inch, piece of binding left that I've made. I have a little drawer that's got little rolls of my self bindings. So this would be a great use for one of those. Or maybe you have a package of pre-made binding that happens to match your fabric. You can use that here. It's going to be on the inside of your project. Nobody's going to see it, but it's going to be a nice finishing touch to make sure that all those edges are nice and finished. So then you will turn the project right side out through the zipper, and you can kind of give it a little press or finger press along those edges. If you want to as well, before you add the binding, since that's going to add some bulk around the outer edge, you might want to go in and trim away some of the batting inside of your seam allowances to also reduce that bulk. Now, if you serge finish, that's a great idea because it actually really compresses that seam allowance and really does a great job of reducing the bulk in the seam. So then you have your cute little hanging cord keeper, charger cord keeper, earbud keeper, headphone keeper. You get the idea. You could actually make this quite large, and have it house like a pair of over-the-ear headphones even. So it doesn't have to be a small project. You can really size it for whatever you want to keep inside. So super convenient, very, very easy to make. You can make this out of a fat quarter. This particular project, we use 2 different fabrics because the elastic zip pouch that I'm going to show you has basically the opposite fabrics. So the fabric that was used for the lining for this, we're going to use for the outer piece for the zip pouch so that they coordinate really cutely. So 2 fat quarters would make both of these projects. Some batting remnants, a swivel clip that maybe you have on hand from another project. You don't even really have to go far to even find the sulky thread that you need, of course. And obviously your zippers. So for this, I used sulky 50 weight cotton thread, but you could use so many different threads here for your quilting. You could use metallic threads and really have fun with it. You could use glowy threads and have this glow in the dark. When the lights are off, your earbud pouch is easy to find, right? And of course, if you're adding machine embroidery, you can add it to one of the halves of the front or the back of the pouch, maybe, a sports team or just a favorite motif, a cute little butterfly, something like this, and you would be good to go. So lots of different ways to make this your own, very simple construction. And once you have it figured out, you can make these in all different sizes, have little matching zip pouches for when you travel. Super, super easy. All right. So here's what it looks like when you're adding your little earbuds inside, sized absolutely perfectly because we measured those to start with. And so easy to create. So then, of course, we need our elastic zip pouch so that we have a coordinating pencil pouch that is large enough to hold, quite a few school supplies. I will say, of course, you start out the school year and they tell you to have 48 pencils and a pack of 6, pens and 24 Crayola markers, all of this. I mean, it's just an insane amount of stuff. And then when your kids come home, they have like 8 pens, 8 markers left from the year. It's like, what happens to all this stuff? I mean, I'm glad they're using it. Don't get me wrong. But at any rate, this zip pouch is going to fit quite a few supplies. Again, you could use it for a rotary cutter, your favorite pair of scissors, a couple spools of thread, put it around a sketchbook, take it on your travels. It's just useful for so many things. You could even put, your makeup in here and attach it to a larger bag with your elastic. So it's just a really great, simple, very, very simple, all-purpose zipper pouch. Very easy to do. You just need a piece of elastic so that it can wrap around a binder or a notebook, or like I said, even a larger pouch would go or would work. So we're using the same color zipper here. And in fact, fun fact, I had this super long, like 24-inch zipper. It had 2 zipper pulls on it. So what I did was move the zipper pulls and cut these zippers so that one zipper pull and zipper tape length worked for the elastic zipper pouch, and the little remaining piece was perfectly sized for the cord keeper. So, we're getting 2 out of 1 zipper, 2 projects out of 1. All right, so we're going to measure the item that we are going to put our elastic around just to be on the safe side. Or, you could see this is a pretty standard 3-ring binder. So you can just follow the cutting instructions and dimensions that were used for this project by following the Sulky blog and heading on over to that post so that you can grab up the dimensions that were used for this particular binder. It would also fit a standard notebook. But if you want a larger or smaller pouch to fit, a sketchbook or, a really small notebook, something like that, you could make a really tiny one as well by following the same techniques here. All right, so we're going to cut all of our fabrics to the determined dimensions. Again, those are all posted in the blog post. So you'll have your outer fabric, your lining fabric, and then we're also going to have some interlining here as well. You can use a piece of low loft batting, or you can use a piece of sulky felty. It happens to be like the perfect weight to go inside of this to not make it super puffy, but just adding that little bit of structure and softness that we want for the pouch. So we're going to attach our outer fabric to that interlining, whether it's sulky felty or a piece of low loft batting. You could also use a piece of fusible fleece here. So if you're using a fusible, go ahead and fuse it to your outer fabric. If not, you can just zigzag stitch the perimeter so that those pieces are acting as one. All right. If you want, you can quilt this piece as well before adding the zipper, or you can leave it plain like we did here. We're using some sulky 50 weight cotton thread again because it's the perfect weight thread for adding these zippers, for constructing this. It's really what I would consider to be the sulky all-purpose thread, quite honestly. It's a long staple, high quality thread, great for little projects like this, great for quilting, all sorts of things. So we're going to use that 50 weight cotton thread, and we're going to add our zipper to one edge of our outer fabric with that interlining attached. Then we are going to add the opposite zipper tape edge to the opposite fabric edge. Now, if you have a zipper where you can remove the pull, so you have cut off the zipper stop, you can remove the pull here and you can top stitch along the zipper. Again, if you wanted to add quilting or embroidery, you would do that before adding the zipper to it. But if you want to keep your zipper end intact, you will be creating a tube here when you add that other zipper tape to the opposite fabric edge. So we've got our little tube going on, and you will go ahead and sew that opposite edge of your outer and lining fabric to your zipper. So now we've got a tube with our outer fabric, our batting or, interlining attached. Then we have our lining fabric that we are also going to then sew to the zipper tape edges. So now our zipper teeth are in between those layers of our outer and lining fabrics. All right, so you will sew that with your zipper foot as well. And I believe this is, sewing the other side of your lining fabric tube to the other side of your zipper. All right, so once we have that all attached, we're going to turn this so the wrong side is facing out. So for this project, remember I'm using we're using the octagon or the star print fabric as the lining. That's the fabric that we used for the outer piece of the cord keeper. So not to be confused, this is our lining side facing out. You could see the zipper wrong side is facing up. And we're going to insert that elastic piece that we measured in step 1. Let's see. Oh, am I still missing sound? Or maybe somebody's joining in late and noticing that the sound is out. I think you all can still hear me. All right, we're going to insert that elastic piece through the layers, and we're going to match it up with our zipper tape. All right, so you can see we've kind of squished or folded the zipper pouch together along the short ends, and our elastic is in between those layers, so along the right side, and it is matching up with our zipper tape, so centered along the zipper tape, and you can clip or pin this in place. Then you're going to take it over to the sewing machine and sew across to attach these areas. Notice that the zipper is open here. All right, that's so we can turn it right side out. So again, we're going to have raw edges along these short ends. So you can add that strip of binding You can serge finish this just like we did for the cord keeper little pouch. So finish this in the way that you finish that pouch as well. Little leftover strip of binding would be super cute here. We're going to do that along both ends so that now our elastic is secure and the ends are sewn and finished. All right, so this is just stitching across that short end. And then it's just a matter of turning it right side out through the zipper, and you can finger press it a little bit, kind of control the loft a little bit, and start inserting your pens once you have placed this on your binder or notebook or what have you. So this comes together so quickly. And you don't have to spend $15 on a supply pouch or $8 or $10 on your little cord keeper. All you need is some really great thread, some fabric from your stash, a couple of fat quarters. You could make so many of these for what it would cost to purchase them. And quite frankly, I have not seen an elastic zip pouch in all of the school supply bins I've been looking at this week to make sure that my kids have the supplies that they want. And this way, they have something that doesn't look like anybody else's. So nobody can bring this home and have it be confused for theirs. Am I right? Which is very important in elementary school, middle school, probably all the schools, right? We've got to label our stuff. We've got to personalize it, make it our own. And then you can size these for the items that you want to store inside. Someone was saying this zipper pouch would be great for a quilt retreat because you can have, you know, a small clear ruler inside, your handy little snips, your, you know, mini scissors, a couple spools of thread, and it's always right there with you. Put a couple of pencils inside, have your little sketchbook, maybe your itinerary for the weekend inside, and how organized would you be? I love it. And then, of course, our circular little pouch, which is perfect for earbuds, charging cords, all of those good things. Maybe even your USB for, you know, your embroidery designs or things that you need for a weekend away. So you be all set, whether you're going back to school or hitting the road, traveling this year, coming to Bali with us. You might need some new accessories to complement your luggage. And yes, Lori, they also make really great gifts for people of all ages, honestly, not just for kids. These would make great gifts for anybody on your gift list, which is another thing we need to be thinking about soon as the holidays are going to be here before we know it. I know. Should I have even said that out loud? But it's true. All right, starting with welcoming autumn, the coming of fall season with our Floral Farmhouse Pinnacle Table Runner webcast. Be sure to head on over to sewingonline.sulky.com and join me at 2 p.m. Eastern Time as we go through this project live with special door prizes to win and all that jazz. Speaking of door prizes, I forgot to mention today's freebie that I am giving away to one lucky viewer who is watching, commenting, giving me those great emojis, engaging with my live stream here today. You may win our Boba tea webcast kit. And I forgot to put a picture of it in the event here today. So I'm looking for it quickly so that I can share it with you. So you may have been a part of or attended our Boba tea in the hoop zipper pouch webcast that we did with Parker on the porch. If you missed it, this is a free webcast and you can still register for it and watch it in its entirety at your leisure whenever it's convenient for you. But I just thought we needed to bring back this Boba tea zipper pouch because this is another great little back to school gift that you can make for somebody who loves little plushies, who loves boba tea. Oh my gosh, my girls cannot get enough of the boba tea. Every time we're out, they want to go to the boba tea shop. They just love the little tapioca pearls and that they can personalize their drink. I really think it's taking the world by storm. And this is such a cute little design from Parker on the Porch. This all comes together in the hoop of your embroidery machine. So I'm going to give one of these kits away to somebody who is watching this live stream. You've got to comment, you've got to like our Facebook page if you're watching there, or subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're watching there, and that way I can contact you if you happen to have won the Boba tea pouch kit, which is valued at $64.99. That's right. Big ticket item for today's So What. This is also made of sulky felty, a little bit of Kona cotton solid fabrics. You have the cute little straw extending from the upper edge of the pouch. And it's just another cute little zip pouch you can make for back to school as well. Again, also makes a great gift. All right, so I hope that you are inspired to make something today, whether it's for back to school or back to sewing retreat or for your travels, and that you are going to join us at 2 p.m. Eastern Time over there at sewingonline.sulky.com. Make sure that you are registered so that you can grab up the freebies as well. This is a free gift just for registering for that event. Our Mum Spray machine embroidery design and our Mum Spray hand embroidery pattern. You will get both of these just for registering for the Floral Farmhouse Pinnacle Table Runner webcast. And I am going to say see you later and head on over there to make sure everything is good to go for the webcast. So I'm sure I'll see some of you over there. And have a great rest of your day, everyone.